Hi and welcome to this channel. I'm Leena Soneja, empowerment coach, emotional wellness expert, and the host of Nourish to Flourish video series. In today's episode of Nourish to Flourish, we are going to have an exclusive conversation with a self-made man from glamour industry, Mr. Najeeb Rehman, who has set an example for all of us of dedication, determination, and he has proved we can achieve what we think of. He is a man who has dedicated 25 years in the world of hair education, both for aspiring and professional hairdressers. Started the journey with Pivot Point India and learned from the best of people from best of places internationally. Worked 8 years at Pivot Point India as advanced hair instructor and then 18 years at Schwarzkopf Professional India. Trained thousands of hairdressers all over the country who are working for a big professional multinational companies and big chains of salons. He is designated consultant for Schwarzkopf Professional India and Kerasmooth ambassador for Godrej Professional India. There is actually so much to talk about him, but I need to stop here and allow the man himself to talk. Let us welcome, once again, I need to change the screen.
Hello.
Yeah, let us welcome loving and humble Najeeb. Welcome, Najeeb. I'm so happy to host you today. For me, it is as if a dream come true.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And normally it doesn't happen to me because normally it is always about technical and it's all about the, something about the hair and something about the beauty or whatever it is, but never about myself. So I'm also thrilled. I did prepare a little for that because normally for your work you don't so much because it's all your knowledge and everything. But when you have to talk about yourself, I think you have to a
It's more
little.
easy, right? It's my story.
Yeah, I mean, yes, if you say so. Yeah.
Okay, before we get into the conversation, Najeeb, let me first congratulate you and your team of Godrej Professional for taking up the vaccination drive across India. That's really amazing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. In fact, I also congratulated them myself because first and foremost, I think it's the thought process, what
Yes.
they have seen. And, I personally loved it when they said that, last time it was about the clients. Now this would be about the hairdressers. So this was very, very good. And I personally congratulated them. And I think it is a very good initiative
Super.
started. They were the
Yeah.
trendsetters in the market. Yeah.
Uh, still before we get into your life story, let me share very interesting thing that keeps happening with me.
Okay.
And you are not aware about it, so let me bring it to your awareness कि
Okay.
by profession मैं handwriting analyst भी हूँ. So from
Okay.
handwriting I read the entire personality of the person. और ये
Wow.
मेरा सेकंड नेचर बन गया है. तो मैं कहीं पर भी जब विजिट करती हूँ तो मेरा पहला ध्यान राइटिंग पे जाता है. जैसे रिसेंटली आई हैड विजिटेड अ डॉक्टर for my child, and he was writing the prescription. And I started gazing at the writing and started analyzing in my mind how the doctor is. So
Wow.
I want to ask you, does it happen with you when you see somebody's hair, somebody you meet first time, and you start seeing the hair?
Yeah, I think you are right, and because when you become a little more, what do I say, experienced in the field, then it happens. You will get to know that how the person's personality might be. Outline. That's what we say. So suppose if somebody has got hair here and there, and it's not kept well, so you know the personality. So if somebody has got like nicely styled or something, so then you get to know that by and large somebody is organized.
Super.
So it happens. It
Super.
happens.
Super.
with the hair. And I don't
Yeah.
know, it's very interesting. Sorry, it's very interesting. I think in New Zealand or somewhere, like, with the hair, they will get to know that which region they belongs to.
Oh, is
Which
it?
regions yes, yes, yes. I think it's in New Zealand. So then, their like, police and everything, they basically do this test also.
Super.
Can you imagine? Yeah.
It's a learning for me.
Same here.
Yeah. By the
But it's
way,
wonderful. I'm sorry, it's wonderful. Like, you get to know. I don't know. You haven't seen my handwriting as yet, so I don't know. So I'll write a paragraph and send it to you.
yeah, yeah, sure, definitely. By the way,
Yes.
let me tell you कि मैंने भी गोदरेज का केरास्मूथ किया है
अरे वाह, तभी बाल
और
इतने
आपके
शाइनी।
बहुत ही बेहतरीन ट्रेन्ड प्रोफेशनल हेयर ट्रेनर जो यहाँ बड़ौदा में है मिस्टर सुनील वैद वो मेरे हेयर ट्रेनर है
अरे वाह, very good, very good. Good
इसीलिए
job.
इसलिए ही आया
Very good job. Yeah.
okay. Okay, let's dive into the conversation and let me tell you the entire world knows Najeeb as a brand ambassador. You are role model for many stylists, many models, but today I and the audience want to know Najeeb as a person, as a human being who has his own story of setbacks, struggles, and success, and so many other roles, and with so many emotions. When the person becomes successful, we are only seeing the success. We don't know the story of the struggles. So we want to know Najeeb as a person and a human being who has reached to this stage today. How did he reach? How did he start? Yes, Najeeb.
Okay. Now, so if you ask me who's Najeeb, so I would again say Najeeb is a simple man. And my actually Najeeb, the meaning also is such, like a humble nature and a simple man with kind heart. That's the it's an Arabic name, Najeeb. So that's the meaning of that. So I don't know, it happens to me, and I still not feel that I am a successful person or something, because I think success is a journey and not the destination. So I'm just riding on that road of success, that that every day comes in, or like day to day life happens, and then I'm just riding that journey. So if you ask me who's Najeeb, I'm just a simple man who can do good haircuts, who can do good styling, who can enhance somebody's features, and also very importantly, if somebody wants to do something professionally in hair, I can train him. Whoever it is, koi bhi ho, right from a very learned person, an engineer, to let's say a peon or whoever it is. So I think one good thing which I did, and which everyone should do it as a trainer, that like if somebody wants to learn in some manner, you need to adopt that manner. You need to learn first. So I need to learn first that how do I train my audience? How do I train my people? Because for them, you are the gospel truth. You are the person who will say, yes, you are right. So I need to see myself whether I'm completely right or no. So to get that completely right thing, what you need to do? You need to do a lot of research about the subject. You need to learn. You need to do so many things that whatever you are saying, you have to have a little backup with you. It is not just because Najeeb is saying. It is because this is the fact. Sometimes when a client is very happy, or when somebody is very happy, they say, this is the best haircut I have got in the last so many years. Now, it is not that that I have done something with a diamond scissor, like studied scissor or something. It is something that I have understood that particular person or personality. So I did it accordingly. and she liked it. So it's not about the outlook also. um, Inside also she is happy. So when you are happy inside and outside, um, that's when we say you are completely happy. So, and that is the sole reason why people say that, this is the best thing we have got. So in terms of the hairdresser, because I'm a hairdresser by heart, of course, and the world actually knows me as a trainer, because from last now close to 28 years, to be very precise, and I always say it's a learning experience for me. I don't only say I'm an experienced person. I always say I'm an the learning experience is 28 years wherever I introduce myself. So because for good 8 years I used to train the freshers in Pivot Point. Pivot Point actually is an international chain for hair and beauty schools.
Okay.
And Pivot Point's head office is in Chicago. So close to 8 years, I used to work there, and I used to be half a day in the academy, and then after 3 o'clock till, let's say, whatever, 6:30, 7, till the time I used to have my clients or something, then I used to be in their salon. So I used to have both the worlds, because still it's actually a rare combination wherein, like, you can do good hands-on with a decent presentation. Get your point? So sometimes somebody is very good with presentation, but when it comes to hands-on, it is not up to the mark. I mean, sometimes you are very good hands-on, but when it comes to the presentation, it is not this thing. So being a trainer, again, you have to do something which a lot of people are not doing. And what is that? It is keeps on learning, keeps on learning. you know
Yeah.
and when, of course, when you approached me, I said, me, why me? Because uh, I am more into technical field and this, that, but you never know. I believe in one thing: you never know who is idolizing you. I don't know, and I'm not that big that people should idolize. But when it comes to, let's say, uh, success, there is no shortcut. In 28 years, I have learned these things. If, like, my students, or let's say the juniors or whoever, they want to learn, they can learn from me in half the time, maybe 25% of the time. So that's the power of the experience when you are training something.
So,
And it is not just words. Basically, it's about your hand, it's about your mind, it's about the way you have done that, and that's very important. So still the journey is on, and let me tell you very honestly, in the last 2 years I have learned to do how you can do training online. So a new word also has been attached to me, webinar. And just to tell you, um, last year, from April till December, for Schwarzkopf, I have trained close to 5,000, close to 4,500 hairdressers online.
so
And with Godrej, you can actually see on their handle that how many views and how many hairdressers I have trained. So when you have this power, and you can train almost like close to 8 to 10,000 people, then you better be well trained yourself first.
yeah, yeah. So you
You
have
know,
to be a continuous learner for this.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, of course, of course. I firmly believe that. And if somebody says that, no, I'm content or something, I don't believe in that. I said, like, check again, check again.
Okay. So, what I understood from the conversation, Najeeb, is hair is your passion. Yeah. Passion is the fire that keeps you awake and motivated, right? So, I'm sure we all want to know that. How did you identify your passion?
Mm.
What was that moment when you felt, oh, this is the thing I'm looking for?
Um, there is no exact answer for that, but how it happened to me, I can tell you, and I'm sure this happens to many of us. I used to draw, like good good drawings. I used to draw. My father used to be a hairdresser. My grandfather also used to be a hairdresser. So the hairdressing is there in our blood, that's for sure. But when you are doing your graduation or something, you are you are not fixed that this is what you will do. Okay, and when I used to do good drawings or something, I used to have this thing for designing, of course, for clothes. So in the beginning, after when I was doing graduation, simultaneously, I used to go to a jacket factory wherein one of their masters used to show me how to cut when you put layers and how to cut. And in return, they never used to give me anything, but I used to bring tea for him and all those things. So you do it for your masters. So that's how I was training myself in that. Simultaneously, I was doing some tuitions or something for my pocket money or something. So that's how that graduation part I have done. And once I was graduated, then my father said that now what's next? I said I want to be a fashion designer. He said okay, go for it. And my father also never said that you come into hairdressing or something or whatever it is. Then I gave my NIFT exam, that National Institute of Fashion Technology in Delhi.
Hmm.
And that time they used to only finalize, I think, 400 out of 2 lakhs or something. So maybe I was not that great. I may be okay, but not that great. So I didn't come in the merit. So then Pearl and all other people, they said, you come to us and then, this is what we'll give you or something. I said, no, I mean, I'll still take a little more time because I wanted to go to NIF for that exam. And that time it used to be very prestigious. So then, that thing has passed. And then, I was then again busy in graduation or something. And then my father said, pivot point, basically. So they used to, the newspaper used to come called Evening News. There used to be a newspaper called Evening News. So they used to give ad into that. So I read that ad. So my father said, have you read that? I said, yeah. I said, by the time you are not doing any designing or something for clothes, why don't you just check what these guys are doing? Because, it looks like international or something. And just because my father also did his specialization in 1978 from Frankfurt by postcards and all those things, that time. So he was a qualified hairdresser. It is not that and he was going for his engineering before my grandfather said that you come here on this thing. So then that's how I discovered Pivot Point. And when I discovered Pivot Point, uh, when I started my course or something, there used to be sectioning, there used to be like angle, there used to be lines or something. I said, this is designing. This is what I was looking for actually. And that's how the journey started. So your question that, how do you realize your passion? The passion will always be there, for designing. So that designing has turned into hair designing.
And
So Blossom Ma'am, Blossom Coach, she's my guru. You know, So she used to always say hair designing or something in the beginning when this thing. I said, yeah, this is designing only. And you will not believe, Leena, then there used to be a time in Pivot Point. I used to do all the shows, NIFT shows, graduation shows, myself, all the fashion shows, along with Samantha or maybe some other people in Pivot Point. And then their marketing head used to tell me that I used to tell her that, I wanted to come there and then, I could not. He said, now you come. I'm there, आ जाओ अभी, है ना? तो मैंने कहा अब हो गया. Now I'm like, this thing, you keep coming and this thing. So you never know what turn life will take. But definitely, two things. One is your passion and one is patience. There are two major things. So one, you said correctly that, it is because of passion you realize that, where you have to go, what you want to do. And then when I started a little, that time it used to be you are doing something just because you want to become a hairdresser. Of course. But a hairdressing course is like an MBBS course, wherein after that you do your specializations. So for some people, I'm a colorist because I have done all my specializations in color and this thing, color trainer. For some people, I'm a hair trainer because I have done my specializations in hair trainings like the angles, this, that, whatever, and like so there are different avenues to it. So one thing which I always feel is like don't limit yourself. So sometimes you mark yourself as, let's say, just a colorist or just a hairdresser or just something. So two, three things. One is passion. Your passion, of course, will remain designing. And when you have designing, you will not cut a normal thing. People, my clientele in my wife's salon, I can say, and my brother's salon, people don't just come to me for normal things. They feel that I will do something different. And yes, even if I don't do different things, but I'll do it the same thing differently. I mean,
Yeah.
so those are the things which I feel that are important. And one needs to realize right from the beginning that what track you want to attain, because there are so many engineers I train who comes to hairdressing. There are so many medical people and training in hairdressing, and simultaneously, like a lot of hairdresser goes to other fields. So it's like up to you. If you limit yourself, then one day you will get bored, and then things will not be good. So if you don't limit yourself, you adopt to the time and learn. You go ahead.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And listening to you, Najeeb, is actually mesmerizing. Secondly, I resonate with you very well because the story of your life and the story of my life is somewhat similar. Because I'm also from a trainer's background. I'm from
Yes,
training
yes,
background. I am from
yes.
academic background, and I have been doing that itself.
Hmm.
I didn't limit myself, but I have done variations in this line only.
Correct.
That's why I can resonate it very well what you're saying about passion and patience. Okay, this has generated a curiosity in me to know. I'm sure you must be putting lot many number of hours in your work. So in that case, do you feel your personal life gets affected? आपको लगता है कि personal life affect होती है? Secondly, I would love to know from you कि how do you define work-life balance? I'm sure
Very
Mrs.
touchy.
Najeeb is listening to this.
Oh yes, yes, she is very much all ears. That's why I said all ears. No, I mean, see, the first thing is that, like first your work becomes everything, and then you realize the fact that there are different things in life which you need to balance, like number of hours, number of days. Still, I work for 8 days. All 8 days I work because Tuesdays, when the salon is closed, any webinar or any training will be there. So I'll be working. Yes, number of hours might be less, but when you have to work, you have to work. It's like your mind also say that today what you are doing and what you're training and all those things. Preparation is another thing that you have to do. So yes, in the beginning, and uh, I got married in 2000, in the year 2000.
Okay.
2000, and she's correcting me also. Uh, year 2 came. That's how. And I remember we haven't gone for any honeymoon also.
Oh.
Because uh, there was something like, and it's every time there is something or the other different. And I think 2000, it happened 2001. I changed the job from, I can say I graduated from Pivot Point to Schwarzkopf. Because it's my guru only. She said, Najeeb, there's a company coming in India, which is by the name of Schwarzkopf, which we have seen in Thailand once or something. So you go, you learn, and then you take it on from there. So I said, okay, ma'am. So we used to just say, fine, no problem, because we were not experienced. So we used to say, okay, no problem. And that's how, when I changed my job, it was a new job, and I was in Schwarzkopf, the second person after the GM, who have started this brand in India. So that time again, it was testing time for us professionally, because I used to, as I said, I used to train freshers. Now I have to work in corporate doing the same thing. So it is something like you need to learn also. And when I joined this thing, my GM said, do you know how to do PPT and all those things? I said, no, sir, I can't this thing. He said, okay. So they were also very sweet. So he said, okay, now you and one or two more people from sales and one from marketing, not from marketing, but from sales and my side. We went to FTech, and then we trained ourselves for a week or 8 days, and then we got the basics of computer. So those things also took my time a lot. So, but after some time, then you kind of realize that it's going
Beyond.
yeah, it's going beyond. And that happens when obviously you have kids. तो जब थोड़ा सा ज्यादा realize भी होता है, and I used to travel like a mad guy. I used to travel like a mad guy, because it's a new brand, and I'm also new, virtually new in the field of professional hairdressing and professional training rather. So I used to devote more time. I used to run from here to Calcutta, then from there, and I used to come back, and then the next thing have started, and then I have training over here. So it's the nature of the job also, that what kind of uh, uh, job you are into. And my job is such that it is not only just the mental this thing, but it's also physical.
Yes.
So it takes a lot of time for me. So with lot of people, their personal life definitely hamper their personal life. I mean, professional life hamper their personal life. And there are so many hairdressers whose personal life hampers professional. रात को दारू ज़्यादा हो गई है, party बहुत हो रही है, in the morning they can't work, and that's how they are getting all those negative points, and then you are losing the job one day or something. So it is not only just professional life imbalancing your personal, but it is also personal life doing the thing on the other side.
Yeah.
Getting your point? So with me, I think I'm lucky. As I was telling you that my wife also is from this industry only, and I always say she's better than me, because she's a freelance. I mean, she does everything. She's an all rounder, even in the beauty industry. She does haircuts, hair, everything. Yeah, and beauty, makeup, everything she does. She's OTC selling. She does this thing. So everything she does, because she is running a salon, major, and she also has these skills. So I'm kind of lucky that I've got my partner who understands kind of me, and she's from the same profession, because again, it's not only just about the profession, but the nature of the profession is such that, I am more into ladies only. All the time I'm with girls, with ladies, with something. So it's about the trust. It's about the nature of the job that, the other person understands.
Yeah.
It goes simultaneously to from your side to your wife, and your wife to you, maybe, or for your girlfriend and you and everybody. And it's about the consistency. It's life is all about stability. Life is all about stability. I in 28 years, it is only 2 companies I worked for, and now the third has joined in 28 years. And I see so many people. I see so many people's CVs when they come for interviews or something. I said, you work here for 2 years, you work here for 1 year, you work here for this thing. Why so? He said, sir, this way, that way, or I could not cope up with my like seniors and all those things. So I feel that the stability in life is extremely important, whether it's your personal or whether it is professional. Even in personal life, it is the same thing with everyone. And if you're not stable, if you don't see that the line, it would be difficult for you. It would be difficult for this thing, because we are into a field wherein we have to interact with girls, we have to interact with women, and you have to have your limits. One needs to know their limits.
Super.
That's very important. That's very important.
Super.
Yes.
So I think Mrs. Najeeb needs to pat herself, because she's playing a huge role in managing work-life balance in your life as well. Okay.
And it is so surprising. Sorry, it is so surprising. Like you tend to get so many people. You work with so many people, and one such lady came from Australia. She's a colorist. Like she came way back, and I used to pick her up, and I used to take to the academy or wherever we have. We used to have seminar or whatever it is. So she said, this, that, and so one day, I don't know. So I don't know what we were talking. She said, happy wife, happy life. So I said, wow, this is a quote. But actually, this is very, very important. That if I don't know about other professions, I'm sure it's the same with other professions also. But in hairdressing, in beauty field, it is something like people should know their limits. The problem will happen when people will go out of limit or anything. Right.
Very true. Very true. Najib, we are balancing our life. However, there are days when we get into the conflict with someone, especially at work, because most of the time we are at the workplace. So there are high chances that we get into the conflict at times, because we are not in mood or the opposite person is not in the mood, and something goes wrong and we enter the conflict. आप उस challenging situation को how do you handle that? What is the coping mechanism that you use?
Right. लीना, एक चीज जो मैं मानता हूँ, conflict definitely happens for whatever reasons. Difference in opinions will definitely happen, because one of my GM used to say that if you both think in the same manner, then I only need one person. So
Absolutely.
when you are working for any company or anything, you are bound to have conflict. But one such mantra or one thing which I have very much, that you have to be a good listener, especially at the workplace. It is not that, since you are a senior, or let's say whoever, it is only you who will be right. You might be wrong. So the first thing, one has to be a good listener to evade that conflict. So, I mean, in my profession, you have to be a good listener your entire life. Can you imagine when a lady comes to me for hair coloring? or for haircut, it is not that I only bulldoze my expertise to her. No. First, she will tell me that what actually she's looking for.
Yes.
And so many times we feel that this haircut will not go on her face. So many times we feel that this color is not meant for her. So why? So when you're working in the office, when you're working in this thing, it happens to be because my life goes both in corporate and of course in the salon, and both sides you require, as I said, patience in terms of you have to be a good listener first. And once you do that, then all the conflicts, all the things will start taking its own. You will definitely come to a midpoint. You will definitely come to a midpoint that, okay, today, of course, whatever you are saying is right, but tomorrow this will happen and I will do that. She'll say, okay, let me do it today, and then tomorrow you do it. And in the salon, when somebody says that, no, I want this, I said, okay, we will do this, but it would be part of it. It might not be 100%, but it would be, let's say, 40%, 50%, or whatever it is. So in both the manners, and because sometimes when you are a senior hairdresser or senior technician of the brand or of, let's say, any salon, so then you try and bulldoze things to people. I'm not saying bulldoze. You have to convince her. So convincing is another thing that one needs to keep in mind first. And to convince somebody, what you have to tell her, what is good for her, what is the benefit to her.
Yeah.
So if I want to convince you to go shorter, I will tell you that this will look more healthier. This would be more shinier. I mean, the hair would be more shinier. The layers will give you a little more extra youthfulness. Those are the benefits. And somebody say, "Oh yeah, are you sure?" And then I say, "Trust me," because she has to trust me. I'm doing this thing from last 25 years and more. Get your point. So conflict basically requires listening, and fight happens because nobody listens to each other.
There's a very nice proverb that we all have heard, that we listen only to reply. We don't listen to understand. So,
Understand? Yeah.
so most of the conflicts
Listen.
are happening because of that. Okay, let's
Yeah,
let's let's book the session after this for me. Okay. Okay. Today, Najeeb, people look up to you as a role model in your professional life. There are many hairstylists who are following you and considering you as a role model. And I'm sure in your personal life also your loved ones are admiring your various roles. But who is role model for Najeeb? Whom does Najeeb follow or look up to as a role model? We all have godfathers, even I am a trainer, but I have somebody to whom I look up to keep my motivation always in aligned with myself, whatever I'm doing. So I always look up to my role model. You also must be having a role model, so would you like to share about it?
absolutely, absolutely. See, when Leena, that happens when you are a good learner. You want to learn from everyone. You want to learn from everyone, but definitely you have some role models, and I have, I would say, 3 role models, which I like. This thing. And why they are role models for me is because they do everything like how I do. Of course, first and foremost is my guru, Mrs. Blossom Kochar. So she does everything. She does hair, beauty, this, that, whatever, speeches, launch, everything you say. And she runs a brand also into this. So she does everything. So she's my first role model. Why? Because even after with so much of this thing. She's the pioneer of aromatherapy in India. I mean, in US, a doctors association calls her for some advice and speeches and all those things. And but even after all those things, she is so down to earth. She will still tell you that, I want to learn this. I tell you one incident, and then I will go to my second and the third one. uh, I went from Schwarzkopf. I went to my guru, my Mrs. Blossom Culture, and she said, Najeeb, that product is very good, moisture conditioner ones. So I said, ma'am, I'm sorry to say, but you only know that product. That's the reason. If you know more product, you will like even other products too. He said, okay, tell me which are those. So I sat there, I opened my laptop and I said, like, these are the things and this, and that's the greatness of that lady, actually. So that's Blossom Culture. Then I have internationally, I have two. One is Anthony Whitaker. I idolize him, and he is now a salon motivational speaker, or you say salon management guru. That's his term now. He used to be ambassador for Schwarzkopf International, and he is, I think, twice Australian hairdressing award winner. He's an Australian from New Zealand. Now he's in UK. He's based out of UK, and in presentations, in technical, in salon business, everything, I kind of idolizes him. His name is Anthony Whitaker. So he runs his channel called Grow Your Salon. He has written 4 books. He has this podcast. He has everything. So I idolize him completely for my rest of this thing. And then Tyler Johnston is another one who basically predicts the trend for Schwarzkopf and others in sense. So he's now brand ambassador for Schwarzkopf. So these are the people, like, I look up to them, and I actually see them that what they are actually doing, even if I can do 5% of or 10% of them, is this thing.
So
And touch wood, like, all my posts, all my these things, these people come, and then even if they like, I feel very good. I feel very, so those are the people I look up to, and that's how it is.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I completely agree with you because I am completely in that. I believe that coach or mentor or role model plays a huge role to give to give direction to your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And at every juncture, I'm not saying they become the role model, but you try and idolize some people in life, like your bosses, you know,
Yes.
uh, maybe somebody in the field or outside the field, maybe something mythologically, like, you get attracted to, and then, you talk, because what you feel like, makes sense. Actually, they become not role model, but you kind of idolize them.
Yes.
They might they might not know that, I'm following them, and that is the sole reason why I feel that, you never know who's idolizing. I mean, though I told Anthony that on my LinkedIn account, he has, like, commented about me, and, like, recommended me or something, and likewise, and in fact, so many. So I told them very clearly that I idolizes you because of these things. I told them it is not hidden now for them from last so many years, because I have shared the stage with them. I've worked with them. Um, so, like, they have been my trainers also. All those things.
I'm sure it must be a very proud moment for you. Very proud moment. Yeah, sharing your feelings and sharing your platform with them is a huge opportunity that
Yeah, yeah.
actually. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
I firmly believe that if I can do it, anybody can do it. Anybody can. Anybody can.
Najib, let me ask you, have you studied anything in psychology called as NLP or emotional intelligence?
I have done some sessions wherein, like, there will be some part used to be emotional or something. I
Because
did all the sales training. I did all sorts of trainings or something. Can you imagine? I might be the only hairdresser in India who has done MDP from XLRI Jamshedpur and IIM Ahmedabad.
oh, okay, super.
Yeah. So managers, all these development programs I have done. Why? It's not that it will uh, uh, do something for your actual core business. No, but for your core business, your mind has to be open. And to open your mind, and that's why I said, like, I'm thankful to my bosses that whomsoever I have worked with even today, because they have given me the opportunity. You see, it is something like this. So suppose this opportunity for XLRI and this thing has come to all the 3-4 managers, like the sales head, the marketing head, and of course the technical head, which was me. So they had given equal opportunity that all of you can go and then train yourself. Now for marketing and for sales, I'm sure they will never say no to those like chances. But I can expect from a technical person who said, "मैं क्या करूँगा यार that?"
Hmm.
मेरे किस काम का? But like I firmly believe that whichever training you do in life, आपके प्रोफेशन में वो अच्छा ही करे, वो पॉजिटिव रिस्पॉन्स ही दे, कभी भी उसका नेगेटिव रिस्पॉन्स नहीं आएगा, बिकॉज जो चीजें आपको पसंद नहीं आई वो तो आपने किया ही नहीं, लेकिन जो चीज आपको उसकी पसंद आई वो आपने किया. जैसे सपोज so many people might not know that there are corporate laws. What are the corporate laws? There might be so many people who can't distinguish between a marketing and a sales, but I can do it. So I can widen my horizon to do my work in some different way,
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
So it's basically keeping your mind open and learning. That's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, Najib, in this life journey, you may have faced failures or you may have made mistakes as well. So, would you share your experience regarding any one mistake that you did and it was like, oh my God, what did I do? Before you get into this, let me share a very interesting experience that I have gone through. Actually, I was very curious to get my haircut done as a dyna cut. Okay.
Okay.
And I was absolutely unaware what is dyna cut. It's just that I had heard it from my mom and I was like getting curious. Okay, I want to get my dyna cut. I didn't see any picture. I don't know what is dyna cut. And I had long hair. I had extremely long hair, like double than what I have now. So I went to the salon and I said, I want to do dyna cut. And this lady also, she didn't explain anything that you have got a long hair and why do you want to cut it off? She just made me sit on the chair and she just chopped off the hair. And after that, I was, shit, what did I do? I didn't realize. I was telling, where is my hair? So any this kind of an experience you have gone through?
Yeah, you're right. Um, one such incident which I remember, not a mistake, but maybe that time I might not be that mature or something. We had some sales meet somewhere outside India, and there used to be the different MD, the new MD came in, and then we all did our presentations and or something. So I explained what, let's say, competition does in order to get better. And there was a gap. Something happened within the organization and all those things. There were a lot of changes and all this. So I presented that, and my MD came back after that, and he blasted me left, right, and center. He said, "Do you know we came all the way outside India? You know, so much of investment we have done, and what you are saying, I mean, people might get demotivated." So I didn't had any. I don't remember any slide which was kind of give a demotivation to anybody. I wanted to tell people that what somebody is doing, which we are not doing. Let's say if we do, or if we can take a little track like that, and then I was not very happy. Imagine an MD comes in from outside and then blasts you or something. How will you feel? And you feel low or something. Then the my new boss in India, we were at Colombo, I think. So he came to me, he said, Najeeb, we will do it. Don't worry. Hum karenge. It is me who will do it, who will understand whatever it is. We will sit together and we will see it. I'm sure he must not be 100% this thing. And then I think we worked together for 2 years, the first 2 years. And let me tell you, in Shanghai, we got an award for the best category or something, which I got blasted.
Wow.
And my MD only went there. He took me along. He said, Najeeb, you come. And there was a big party somewhere, and then, we got this trophy and all those things. So, I don't know. I feel that, he might be right that time. He said, Najeeb, I told you that we will do it. My manager and then my MD also said that, you were saying that we are not doing this. Why do you take the same track which somebody else is doing or somebody else is going on? Why don't you take a different track? Yeah, that's a kind of learning.
Yeah.
And I could have also felt, let's say, offensive. There are so many people, they feel offensive. In 1996, I did Miss World APCL with Pivot Point earlier. And we were only 6 people from India who went out and did all the 18, I think 89 थे या 91 थे participants. उन सबका hair styling हम लोग करते थे. And I used to be one of the freshers. तो इमेजिन 96 में 94 में मैंने अपना कोर्स किया है, 95 तक मेरे कोर्सेज चले हैं, तो मैं खाली 1-2 साल ही पुराना हूँ, मुझसे सब लोग सीनियर. There used to blossom ma'am, Pankaj, this, that, everyone. There used to be 6 people only. And I did hairstyling, so people liked it, and then we move on and this and that. So we used to 3 people go with 40 or 10, 20 people, 3 people will go the same. And like one day I was with my boss, with my guru. So this model, she said, I didn't like it. So and before that, my guru said, nice hairstyle, but she didn't like it. She said, I want to open it, because they didn't have time, so she opened it. And my guru actually looks at me. I said, okay, no problem. And then she came for my rescue actually. She said, no, Najeeb, don't worry. We will do it that way. Right, like the way she's doing. Actually, and when she went off, she said, Najeeb, it's almost the same style what you have done. But maybe she didn't want or something. So, but you should not feel offensive. You should feel that, it's a new lesson for you. And for that very moment, I'm not saying that I'm this thing, I felt a little, I'm not saying bad, but I felt a little. I said, technically, it happens in the salon also. Technically, you are 100% correct. But your client doesn't like it. Simple.
Yeah.
Now, your hairdresser must have done the best of the Dyna cut for you. But you didn't like it because you don't know what is it. She didn't explain it. So it is kind of communication gap. When somebody comes to me and said, I want this, I said, from where you got that inspiration? And they say, from Instagram, from this. I said, do you know this is edited version? And do you know how many people are behind this? Do you know how much of lighting would be there? Do you know how much this thing? He said, yeah, but I said, this is our inspiration. We will be doing like this, but maybe slightly longer, maybe something here so that it will camouflage the cheekbone. It will, like, soften down your forehead or something. So what you are doing is you are taking the soul out of this Instagram picture, and then you are giving your own body to it.
Super.
This is what you do.
Yeah. Superb. So in NLP, actually, you know what is NLP? NLP is neuro linguistic programming. It's a psychology study of mind and body and language. So in that there is one presupposition that we always use, that there are no failures, there are no mistakes, there is only feedback.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
I believe so.
and I can see that the mistakes make you so humble, so humble.
Uh, and in my trainings also, so many times, Leena, I tell them, and hairdressing is a very, or any beauty profession is very different from any other thing. It is out of 10, only one person will give you feedback, 9 will not come to you. They will simply walk off. And one feedback or criticism, what we get, we try and oppose that. We said, oh, she's useless lady. Yeah, yeah, she doesn't know. I don't want this kind of clients or something. Rather than, you should be happy that this lady has come to you, gave feedback that at least she didn't like it. My 9 clients, they never said anything. They walk off, and suddenly I'm realizing the fact that my salon is empty. Pata nahi kahan chale gaye yaar sare clients.
Huh.
So it's the same thing. Criticism, when turned to feedback, I mean, it can do wonders for you. You can see it in airlines industries. You can see in hospitality industry. Uh, Whoever has feedback mechanism, you will find them growing. And if they are working genuinely on the feedbacks.
Yes, we are seeing you. Okay, Najeeb, now I think it's time to have some fun. Let's have some rapid fire round. And
Yes,
there will
Leena.
be 5 questions.
Sorry, before that, I just wanted to thank whoever has joined with us today. All
Yeah.
those people have joined. So many people, Murli sir, Suruja, all of them. I learned so much of things from all of them. All of them, whoever has joined. A few I can read, and they are amazing people. They are amazing. So thank you very much for joining.
Thank you,
Yes,
audience, for
go on.
joining us. And I'm having an eye on the comments. I didn't want to interrupt in between, so I didn't read the comments. But we will be reading all the comments, and I'm sure, Najeeb, if any questions are coming up, you will be answering them in the comments later after the video is over, after the session is over.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Thank you, audience. Okay, Najeeb, let's start with the rapid fire session.
yes.
Okay. So the first question comes here. You have been given an elephant. आपको एक elephant दिया है. You can't give it away to anyone and you cannot sell also. आप उसको किसी को दे नहीं सकते और आप बेच भी नहीं सकते. What are you going to do with that elephant? Answer has to come fast.
Okay. See, I'll be friendly with the elephant, and he will be my pet.
Super. Second question. If you had to be sent on a deserted island with only food and water, what 2 items would you want to have with you?
I want to have my tea or coffee.
No phone, no internet. Superb.
Yeah. And these days, just a mobile. So mobile, internet, whatever it is. So 2 things.
Okay. Question 3. What is one thing about you that surprises people?
I think it's the patience, because somebody said that if everyone is happy with you, then you are not 100%.
Super.
So So I don't know, but I believe in my patients. No problem at all.
Question number 4. Any trend you would like to see disappear forever?
I think above
Wow.
forever.
And if someone asks me this question, I will say fatty with jeans. Okay, last question. Can you please teach me an easy way to pronounce Schwarzkopf? It's very difficult. I have practiced like mornings and so many times because I'm not able to pronounce that.
Okay. Now Schwarzkopf. Schwarz and Kopf. Do you know how to pronounce Schwarzenegger? Schwarzenegger, that hero.
Schwarzenegger.
Schwarz, yes. Schwarz, it's TZ. Z is pronounced as TZ. Schwarzkopf.
Schwarzkopf.
Schwarz is black, Kopf means head. Schwarzkopf. It's a German name, Schwarzkopf.
So Schwarzkopf.
Schwarz, TZ.
Schwarzkopf. Okay, yeah, fine.
Schwarzkopf.
Finished, done.
Yeah.
I learned it. Thank you very
You have to
much.
practice. You have to practice for that.
Yeah. Okay. One final message you would like to share with the audience on work-life balance.
Okay. Now, three things which I personally believe, and that's actually true. There are three things you have to keep feeding. One is your health. One is your professional education or profession, and the third one is your spiritualism. So these three things basically are very important. So you need to keep learning new techniques for the haircuts, for coloring, this, that, whatever. You need to be humble. You need to be this thing, and for that you require something, some art of living type, which in Indian mythology every religion has it, or wherever you find that peace or something. So that spiritualism is very important. And of course, there has to be a goal for your life, so then where you want to head to, what you actually are looking for. Just like I'm a trainer, so I want to have that goal, that my kind of training, nobody else should do it around the world, that subject particular. It is not that, that training, everyone does very good trainings, but like me, I should be the best. So that goal has to be there. So these three things, basically, your vision, your spiritualism, and your professional question, these three things are very important. You need to keep feeding that in order to go higher and higher in your work or life.
Superb. Audience, I'm sure you have been having a good time with us, listening to Najeeb with a lot of knowledge sharing that happened. It was quite interesting to have you here, Najeeb, with us live. I really want to thank from the bottom of my heart that you accepted and you came on this platform. I'm sure audience is also captivated and has known you from different angles. Thank you for sharing your life journey with us, your success strategies, your work-life balance strategies, and the overall perspective towards life. What I understood is there has to be a alignment with your mind, body, and soul, which is very important. And that's what I can see in you. You are an example of that.
Thank you.
So
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was indeed a pleasure for me also to came on this platform. Thank you very much for it.
Thank you, Najeeb.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, audience. You joined us from different places. Keep watching the space for a new episode. Thank you very much. We'll be coming soon with a new episode on Nourish to Flourish. Thank you.